everyone, and welcome to Read This Now, the weekly webcast where Brad Gustafson and I share two books that we love and we think you should read when, Brad?
The time is now, right now. It's in the title of the web series. This is a web series, right?
That's right. It is. I was just thinking, I always say the weekly webcast, and our schedule has been a lot, not weekly for a while now. But the one thing that remains 100% accurate is that we think you should read these books now.
Yes, there you go.
I love it. What you been reading, my friend?
Oh, a book that I love, and you and I talk book talks and all the things all the time. And I don't do this often, at least with you, but I try to when it makes sense to do it when I'm reading books or sharing them in our school. Is try to have a prop that in some type of meaningful way captures kids' attention or imagination or enhances the story or whatever. Just a little bit of a tease. So I do have some props I've been carrying around school.
I'm excited. Okay.
Yep. Here we go. Here we go.
I love it. I love it.
And, this isn't really related to the book talk, but someone told me as I was carrying these in the hall, they're like, did you know there are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones? And I thought,
what?
That's a really cool, fun, I think, anecdote fact. I haven't fact checked that yet, but that's interesting to me. I like that.
I love it. I didn't know that. Now I'm going to be real curious to look that up.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious about that too. So the reason that I've been carrying these around and connecting with students with those is there's some lawn decorations in the book that I'm going to share, including garden gnomes, pink flamingos. There are also those pinwheel spinner things.
Yes.
And a cool connection I made because Schu visited our school last year, and people are still raving about it, by the way.
Yes.
And when one of his beautiful books has pinwheels in the end paper, so we made a little connection to this book I'm going to share. But anyway, for that, I've done the obligatory prop sharing. I do want to make a little bit of a connection, kind of just in the read this now vein. I love this story, and there's a reason why it's September's Principal Read Aloud. It's because kids are coming back to school, and we're sharing space with a lot of other human beings who have things that they love and passions, and like collecting things, flamingos and garden gnomes, but also people who maybe don't care for fake flamingos or garden gnomes. So you have all these people coming together to share space, and that's the name of the story. That's why I chose it. And it talks about there's a few characters, but two of the main ones are Mouse, who's very organized, mows his lawn, manicures the lawn perfectly. And then there's Pack Rat, who is a collector of things, a displayer of things, has things in the lawn. And these two characters come together. I'll share a cool kickoff, first page actually. Just Mouse loved having his own yard. Then he's mowing the lawn. Let's see here. But if you just notice, and I've been having kids just look like, what do you notice? Because I also like that there's an aspect of just people's homes where they live that just represents, everyone's home is different. I'm not just talking about living in a tree stump, but the fact that there's two close properties that kind of share a space, maybe like an apartment or a condo or something like that. Sure. But anyway, there's a for sale sign and somebody moves in. It's Pack Rat, spoiler alert. We already talked about the flamingos, but over the course of this book, they have it out. Mouse explodes. Mouse ends up, I don't want to say stealing, but I guess stealing all of Pack Rat's stuff, burying it at night. And one of my favorite pages is a silhouetted page where you see Mouse by night burying.
Oh my gosh, that is adorable.
And I love, it's just fun because then with other readers, we look and we talk about what we notice just in forms of the silhouette. And then Mouse gets busted and chooses to be honest with Pack Rat. They talk about their preferences, and then they end up not exactly changing who they are, but being a little more aware of the other person. So they still bring their passions, but they kind of work together more. And I just love it because I think it does in some way represent who we're trying to be in school. So that is why I chose Saving Space as a book. Hold on, got to do this officially. How are we doing? Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect.
That's the book. You got to read it now. It's really, really good. It's funny and there's a cool message.
Will you hold up the cover one more time so I can also see the author, illustrator, Shared Space by
Yes.
Maddie Frost? I love it.
Yeah. Thanks for asking about
Yay.
that. Yeah.
Oh, and now, I had one of the best things about our little webcast, and our 3.5 viewers is that I love getting like book recommendations from you. I have never seen that picture book before, so I am really excited to check it out now because it looks just adorable and fun. And then also, I think kind of important right now during a time where I think a lot of us are struggling to sort of share space with other people. So it's exciting.
Yep. And it's a cool one for me to read not only with fifth graders, but also kindergartners.
Sure.
And then I just noticed what I'm emphasizing and the pacing and everything is a lot
Yeah.
different between those grades. But it's a book that has some really, I think, cool and unique vocabulary that not every
Yes.
student has heard before, too. Like
Yeah.
even not everyone knows what a gnome is or even decor.
Yeah.
Like so it's just cool. It's fun.
Oh, I love that. That's so exciting. And it's exciting too because I feel like it really connects to the book that I was going to share today, which we always have a habit of doing, picking these books that have connective threads somehow, even though we never discuss our books in
One time,
advance.
there was one time we discussed a couple years
Yes,
ago.
yes, that's true. But that's a very rare thing. Like the vast majority of the time, this is we are both surprised by the other person's pick. And the other thing that makes my pick this week a little unusual is I think this might be, at one time I sort of had a rule where I was only going to share books that were already out so people could this is like a self-imposed rule so that people could get them right away. Then I sort of made some exceptions to that because I wanted people to be able to add them to their to be read pile. Plus I couldn't contain my excitement about some books. But this book I think might be like it's going to break a record, I think, for the earliest I've ever shared a book. Like this book is not out yet, and it's not even out until next year. So,
Jen, I'm
I
already
mean,
seeing the teaser online. Record-breaking show. You get it?
yes, I do. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So there'll be no bait and switch about that for sure. But at any rate, I was going to hold this one in my back pocket for a little while, but I can't. I feel like I'm really excited about it. And I need to share it. So I'm going to not even like try to build suspense anymore. The book I want to share is Ruthie Rose's Big Idea by our friend John Schu, who you already mentioned. And I have to apologize. I have not practiced Holly's last name enough. So I'm going to apologize if I mispronounce it. I need to practice it more, but I think it's Hatam. So Holly Hatam is what I'm going to say, but I will practice it more. So the next time I share it, I will make sure that it is correct. So that's on me. That being said, look at this cover. Look at how gorgeous. Look at Holly's illustrations. Naturally, I'm a little bit, I'm kind of fond of Ruthie Rose because we share something in common. But I want to kind of point out, like, if I were working with reading with this with kids right now, I would do your same strategy of asking what they notice. But for our show, I want to point out these incredible collage illustrations where we see some text, some print text mixed in with watercolor, plus these cool characters. We see that throughout. I mean, look at the back cover here. It's so, so cool. I'm going to show you
I
some of
love
my
the
favorite
depth
spreads.
of that back cover illustration.
Yes.
It just pulls you in. It's not flat.
Yes. Yes. And
Wow.
that is such a great way to describe it. If you love the back cover, just wait till you see a few of some of these illustrations. But I'm going to start by sharing. I can't pull off the dust jacket because this is an arc. There is no dust jacket, but I can show you the beautiful end papers. I want to try to pull them out like this because
Oh,
they are
I'm in love with
so,
that.
I know, so
Wow.
gorgeous. And like thematically, you can see a connection because look at Ruthie's wearing some stars. They're so, so gorgeous.
Mhm.
Anyway, here's our first page that has no text on it, but we can learn some things about Ruthie just from this text. Like, what do you notice, Brad?
I noticed the pillow in the back that says due date and borrower's name. I have a pair of
Yes.
socks, literally a pair of socks with that pattern. And I'm
Yes.
not even making this up. John Schu signed my pair of socks on those lines. Isn't that crazy?
I love it so much. Do you notice anything else?
Oh, sorry. There's a light bulb.
Yes, like it looks like maybe a stuffy or something that's a light bulb. One thing
Hmm.
that I noticed is she's got this cool pencil lamp.
Oh, I didn't even see
Like,
that.
I know, like, I really want that now. Look at her,
Mm.
like, bedding is full of
Oh,
books. I mean, come on, right?
yes.
And then she's got the word poetry above her bed,
Yeah.
and her other pillow says one more verse.
Mm.
Okay. The next page, I promised myself I wouldn't read the whole thing, but I do want to read the first few pages to you. It begins with the lines Ruthie Rose wakes up with an idea, a big, bright, beautiful idea. And then we see the same spread, but now Ruthie is awake. And I just love these spreads so much. I feel like I could spend hours sort of
Yes.
examining Ruthie's room because we learned so much about her just from her room,
Uh-huh.
right? You don't
Jen, I
have
don't know
to.
what the word is for that for the verse on the first page, but the alliteration and just how there's something interesting about how that makes me feel just so that is a really cool page.
Yes.
That
Oh,
feels
I
good.
know. I
Yeah.
know. And one of the things that I love about this book is you'll see, and when you read it yourself, is the structure of it as a poem is unique. The way that the language is structured. This particular page where you see these two brief sentences, and then with the alliteration, which whoever is decided or whoever's job it is to be in charge of the lettering decided to make those words bigger, like
Yeah.
that's exciting. We know to emphasize it. But then we see an idea so great, an idea so grand, again, as individual sentences right there. You can see she's getting on the bus. Look at her big idea following her. So cool, right? Her big
Mm-hmm.
idea following in her mind, an idea she cannot wait to share with Ms. Alexandria, a book talking, idea loving librarian. And then we go on to see all of the people that Ruthie Rose shares her idea with. And this is the magic of this book, Brad, because as Ruthie shares the idea with more people that she loves, the idea gets bigger, the idea gets bolder, the idea gets more beautiful, and it becomes something that's a connector. It connects all of these people together. And I wanted to read the last piece of it. The big, bright, beautiful idea sparkles through Addison, Aiden, and Evelyn as they watch and wonder. And I'll show you these kids watching and wondering. It shouts down the hallway, the idea, right? It shouts down the hallway, twirls across the cafeteria, and echoes over the playground. It invites Renee, Dwayne, and Maeve, Maria, Claire, and Blair, Sonia, Sue, Drew, and you. And I love these pages so much because we can see how when an idea sparks and it travels through people, it connects them and it sort of gives them, it invites them, to use the word John does, it invites them to contribute their ideas and their self to it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the big idea is, but I am going to tell you that we get kind of a clue in Ruthie's bedroom. So I love the notion of having kids sort of predict what the idea might be, and we get more clues as we go along. But to me, the real gift of this book is the way sharing an idea in your heart that blossoms and becomes bigger and bolder and more beautiful, the way that sharing it invites others to share their heart too. So the
Hmm.
book I'm sharing is Ruthie Rose's Big Idea. I think this is going to invite so many readers to open and share their hearts. So I'm inviting you to not read it now, but to put it on your to be read list because it's going to be out next year and readers are going to love it.
Incredible.
Plus,
Incredible.
if I dyed my hair red, Ruthie Rose and I are sort of twins, right? Where there you go.
Yes, that would be a cool shirt. I could see a lot of human beings wanting to wear that shirt. It just is
Yeah,
cool.
I know.
I
So
could see you
awesome.
could pull that off, Jen, with the
I'm
stars.
well, I don't know if I'm quite the star that Ruthie Rose is, but I can aspire. I'm going to aspire
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I love so many things about that book. One mini, teeny tiny thing it made me think of. We have a service club in our school that fifth grade helps run. That seems like it would be a book that could help kick off just the spirit of how we learn about running projects and sharing ideas and how they really can elevate the whole school and run through the school. So,
Oh, I love it. I can't wait for you to see
hmm.
it. I can't wait for our 3.5 viewers to see it. It's going to be a big
Wow.
hit, I predict.
Wow. I've never you share a lot of good books, Jen, but I have a unique feeling right now. I feel like my day is complete after hearing that book,
It's so
and I need it.
awesome.
I need it to be next year right now, I think.
I know, right? Well, we have a mutual friend. I'm wondering if we can't get you a copy. We'll work on it, but oh,
Yeah.
in the meantime, our 3.5 viewers, if they want to check out the other books that we have recommended this year or in previous years, where can they go, Brad?
This is embarrassing. I'm so into the book. Is it readthisnow.net?
It is
Okay.
perfect. Well
All right.
done. Well
Yeah,
done.
I'm literally in Ruthie Roseland right now. Okay.
That's
Thank
a
you,
good
Jen.
place to be. That is a good place to be. Thank you, my friend. Thank you to our 3.5 viewers. We'll see you next week or in an upcoming week, depending on our schedules. But whenever it is, until then, happy reading, y'all.